The formation of Earth as a school for souls is not a new concept. I would like to give, though, some details and context and extra information. So we wonder often about how could God allow evil to exist and evil deeds and evil events throughout history. God exists and God is merciful and loving. How is so many terrible things are allowed to be? What if I was to tell you that not every soul here, or not every soul is pure? Because there's this thought, belief that, okay, people are complicated, and the avatar can be good or bad, but the soul is always good. The soul is always a part of God. The soul is always this pure and loving thing that is going through something, and that somehow the evil deeds that a person can do is not reflecting to their soul. And this is something that I would like to challenge. There are souls that come into this world that are not of light, not of goodness in earthly terminology. They are of darkness. And when I say darkness, I don't mean the mysteries of and the vastness of the womb that creates life. I mean darkness in in the stereotypical form, evil, right? Some souls are coming from a place of darkness, of no light, of absolute consuming of everything that is surrounding of them, and they impose the archetype of the Antichrist. Okay, just put aside aspects of Christianity or religion in itself and think of the archetype, something that is contradictory to goodness, to benevolence, to godlyhood. Okay, those souls are in a way pushed, some by choice and some are pushed into this cycle of reincarnation on earth in ways of teaching them and embettering them. So lifetime after a lifetime after a lifetime, they are expected or hoped to become better so that they come out the other side, aka after a process of reincarnations, they come off the other side, the other end, as a good soul, as a light being soul that can contribute to the expansion of this existence and that are in fact in service or in resonance with God of light and of goodness. Simultaneously, there are souls that come here that are from God, that are from light, that are of benevolence, that are angelic in essence, and they come here to serve as guide and as contra to the souls that come here from a place of darkness. A form of inspiration to their souls, of teaching. Oftentimes, These are souls that come here. Sometimes, not often necessarily, but they come here and they sacrifice themselves as the victims to those evil souls that manifest as evil people and do harm, a lot of harm. Um, Oftentimes they come as benevolent guides or teachers or mentors or inspiration figures. So to show the people that are coming from, that are a representation in this earthly realm of dark souls, they serve as like mentors and inspiration to show that there can be something different. So it's not that this earth just has good versus bad in form of people who are good versus bad. And I know I'm using like very black and white terminology and there's a range in between, but I'm talking about the extremes of society. Okay? Extreme good and the extreme evil. Those are actual representations of good versus evil souls. So I'm challenging here the concept that all souls are good and they're just going through very difficult, um, and the souls that reincarnate and turn out to be bad are it's just because of difficult circumstances or whatever the case may be. No, there are figures in history that came here as evil souls. There are people amongst us that are evil souls. And I'm using the term evil loosely because it's the best word that we have to describe what I am trying to say. The best way for me to, to explain, this concept. Not all is good, and then becomes complex because of life circumstances. I know we'd like to believe that because it's an idea that makes it easier for us to come to peace and come to terms with some terrible things. Oh, there must be a higher good reason. Oh, it must be a lesson that I have to go through in order for me to expand. What I'm about to say is not going to be easy to hear. I'm not saying this because I want it to be the case. Sometimes the things, horrible things that we go through are a result of evil, contradictory force to goodness. And something that is an even more difficult pill to swallow, the existence of that and of people like that in this world. It's not somehow against God. It's not the Christian notion of the devil versus God and the devil does things that God doesn't want and they're constantly battling. No. It's in absolute cooperation with God. God brings those souls into earth in order to make them better at the expense of good souls that suffer a lot for it. I'm not entirely sure if the good souls that come here have completely volunteered for it. I believe there is a level of volunteer to go through that, and I also believe that there's a level of forced, kind of like the front lines of a battle. Someone's got to do it, kind of thing, and nobody really wants to, or most people, or most souls don't, for a good reason, and they're pushed to go through misery for the sake of the higher good of delivering more souls from a very dark place to a good place. Um, Feel free to make a discussion out of it in the comments. I'm always inspired and excited to read what the people have to say, what the souls have to say. May the gods treat you the way you treat others. Stay magic. Stay true. I do love you.